Hi, it's me, Nikki, and I'm here with a homeschool update for the first half of the 2017-2018 school year. So originally, if you saw my August homeschool update, I had thought that I was going to be able to do it once a month from August through May, and that just didn't happen, frankly. We had a lot of things go on in the fall, and as you saw, I kind of took a break from like the end of September till like Christmas. And it really wasn't an intentional break completely. Part of it was, part of it wasn't. Originally it wasn't because I had some computer issues, and then it was because we had just a change in our family dynamic. And so all of that kind of plays into our homeschool update. So if you want to watch the August one, it's there. It's not very good. I didn't have a tripod at the time, so I was kind of all over the place. Now I have a tripod and I have a camera. So this is the very first thing I'm filming with my new camera, so we'll see how well this goes. I'm excited to see it and be able to edit it on the computer and not just my telephone. But I also have a tripod, so I do talk a lot with my hands, and that was part of the problem not having a tripod, is that I'm very fidgety and I move a lot, and so I was kind of all over the place. But in that update, if you don't want to watch it, real quick, I started out homeschooling this fall with 6 kids. I had 7. I homeschooled 6. One of them is a 2-year-old. Jackson will be 3 in February, and he has told me, since I've been getting school stuff ready, that he wants to do school. So I'll probably do some little preschool stuff with him, like once a week, just kind of getting him used to the idea. He loves to sit at the table and color and draw and Play-Doh and all of that kind of stuff with the big kids. But I see him being very much like Alex and very much like Elizabeth, because they were the same way at that age, and wanting to know what the letters are and what colors are. And he knows all his colors and numbers and a good majority of his letters already, and so he's getting there, and I'm sure that he will be an early reader like they were. So I have him. And then this fall, from August through the beginning part of December, we had a 6-year-old little boy living with us named Jagger, and you saw him throughout all of them. He's a very good friend of ours, little guy, and he was staying with us at the time, so I was homeschooling him. Well, he is a couple weeks older than Elizabeth, but a grade below Elizabeth. So there proved to be some competition through the whole school year, or through the whole fall, because he was not quite reading when I got him, and she was already reading chapter books by the time she started the 2nd grade. So there was just kind of that in between. So that being said, that added to a little bit of why I just didn't have time to vlog or do updates or whatever, because I was just kind of dealing with the fact that I was juggling this extra person who hasn't always been in our family dynamic. Really what it was a competition between the two of them. Him by himself was great, her by herself was great, the two of them working together, not so great. And that's fine, but we do a lot of unit studies. That's like the majority of what we do. We do unit studies, and then we do phonics and math. And so everything that we do is together and revolves around being in a group effort. So that did prove to be a little bit of a challenge. And so what we did was, in August, we did a Art 3 Geometry unit study for the older children, and for the younger children we did a weather unit study. That proved to be very well, like those unit studies worked out well. The kids really liked them. Elizabeth went back and forth. She did all of the weather unit study, and then she did a lot of the activities that went with the geometry one. Like I said, she wants to be a part of the big kids, but she's still very much a little kid, so she can't do all of that stuff. But she pays attention to all of our read alouds for the older kids and for the younger kids. She wants to do the activities, so she's just soaking it up like a sponge. So now, so then we had, then comes September. September and September, October, and November, we did fall-based unit study. So we did whatever holiday was involved, and then we did all about fall, whether it was leaves or acorns or squirrels, or I think we did a Johnny Appleseed. We did a fire unit. We talked about the seasons, and then we did like Halloween and Columbus Day and Labor Day and Thanksgiving, and so we did all of those in the mix of it. And like really for little kids, it's just all about like getting into the routine and the rhythm of it and learning how to learn like book side, because they've done all this learning play side and now they're going to start learning book side. So Elizabeth very much wants to be a book learner. She very much loves that type of stuff. So that works out really well for her. Riley, on the other hand, is very hands-on and needs a lot of tangible things that she can touch and feel, and that's how she's going to learn. And so I kind of see us doing a little bit more of that with her than I did with Elizabeth, that I may even do with Jackson. So we did that, and originally, in my original plan, we were going to do the Roman Empire, Roman mythology, Greek mythology, and then World War I and World War II in the fall. But the Greek mythology and Roman mythology took a little bit longer than I had anticipated. And so they each took about 6 to 7 weeks, which was totally fine. And so we didn't even touch World War I or World War II. That is what we're going to be studying here in January. And so that's what we did. Throughout the whole time, we did a ton of read-alouds and activities and reports and all sorts of good stuff. So that's what we did, along with doing like all of the holidays and festivals and anything that involved that type of stuff for the little kids. So whatever we did for the little kids, the big kids were involved. Whatever we did with the big kids, the little kids were involved, because that's just how I homeschool. I want it to be a full family unit, and so that's what we did. So that was what we did. It actually was just fine. It turned out really well. We really enjoyed it. We had a really good time. We took from the week before Thanksgiving until New Year's off. And actually, we were originally going to start school tomorrow, but we can't. We have to get our house back in order. We just had, we're getting new carpet is the thing. And so our whole house is like kind of out of order and all over the place. And so I told the kids the sad news that we were going to have to start school next Monday. And they were okay with that. I probably won't take a spring break at all. We'll just go from next Monday all the way through till when Alex graduates at the end of May, with no significant break. We do break for all of our birthdays and that stuff, but we did take half of November and all of December off, and so we did all sorts of Thanksgiving stuff for the 2 weeks, the week before Thanksgiving and the week of Thanksgiving. So really my kids are still learning and doing all of that. Of course, they're still reading a ton. We're just not doing like sit down at the table, book study, homework. Tons of crafts involved, tons of community service and baking and just family time and being with the Lord and all sorts of stuff like that. So all of December, from the day after Thanksgiving until Christmas, was a Christmas countdown, where my kids got a book every day. Now they're not all brand new books. We give our kids a book every year for Christmas Eve, a Christmas book, and so I had 16 of those. So my oldest is 16. So I had 16 of those, and then actually I had gone to a book sale, and where it was like you fill up a big paper bag for $10, and I bought like 30 some odd Christmas books. And so I wrapped up all of the Christmas books and put them in my closet, and each day I'd bring one out and the kids got to open it and we'd read it and we'd talk about it and we'd do crafts and all that kind of stuff. So that is what we did. My dad came and my mother-in-law came and my mom was here and my grandmother was here, the kids' great-grandmother, and so we did all sorts of like family stuff and church stuff, and so that is how our fall winter went. So now we're going to start our winter and spring semesters, and I did say that we had Jagger. Jagger no longer is living with us. He has moved out and he is in the public school and he is doing great. And so we are back down to homeschooling 5 kids with a toddler. So let me see. So Alex is a senior, so he's got a lot of senior things to do because it's his last semester of school. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna cry just thinking about that. I can't believe this is his last semester of high school. And then Tyler is a junior and Melody is a sophomore and Elizabeth is in 2nd grade and Riley is in kindergarten and Jackson will officially be starting preschool. And so that is what we are going to do. So I am going to try to do more frequent updates. I'm not going to say it's every month, but I would say maybe every change of our unit study, I'll do an update. So if you like these kind of videos, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe below and go ahead and comment and tell me about how your school year is going. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.